global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello fam, welcome back to our channel. If you've not subscribed to our channel, please hit on the red subscribe button below and the bell icon to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Alright, we have a trending news here for you, and it's the fact that the PANDEF, that's the Pan-Niger Delta Elders Forum, have decided to go all out against the president of Nigeria. Fairly recently, in fact, on the 30th of June, thereabouts, the president of Nigeria will be, launching the AKK, which is the Ajaokuta Kano Kaduna gas station, which is a big one. Honestly, it's a big one where gas will be moved via pipelines from Kogi, from Ajaokuta in Kogi, straight to Kano, Kaduna, and it will boost industrialization in these cities in the north. And the Niger Delta community have decided they will not have it anymore, and they have made up their mind that they will embarrass the president before the international community, no matter whatever it takes to bring the world to notice the level of ethnicity card and bigotry being played in the country. As in Port Harcourt, that's Pan-Niger Delta Elders Forum, that's PANDEF, has vowed not to engage the government of the President Muhammadu Buhari in any negotiation concerning development of the oil-bearing region of the Niger Delta area, but rather to channel their energy into embarrass government. The forum maintained that it would no longer waste its time begging for the development of the region anymore, but rather expose the wrongs done by the Buhari government, which, according to it, has worsened the already bad situation of the entire southern Nigeria in the last 5 years of his governance. Accordingly, PANDEF clarified that the institution of the 50 billion naira lawsuit before Justice Okon Abang of the Federal High Court in Abuja has nothing to do with the grievous devastation of the Niger Delta environment due to oil exploration and exploitation spanning over 50 years, but the deliberate lopsided appointment in the key institutions and the Buhari government. Buhari-led government. Speaking in an exclusive interview on Saturday, the National Publicity Secretary of PANDEF, Honorable Ken Robinson, said having presented a 16-point agenda to President Buhari since 2016 and his attendant refusal to act on these demands, we are compelled not to bother to beg his government to pay attention to our developmental challenges again. We have resolved to embarrass his government before the international community. We want the world to see how ethnocentric this government is. The resource deployed for the development of Abuja is from the Niger Delta. Every day you go to Abuja, you either see new projects springing up or the expansion of old ones. Why can't the government replicate that same gesture in the Niger Delta region that produces all the money? PANDEF can never ask the federal government for monetary compensation for the environmental degradation of Niger Delta. We want to see Niger Delta indigenes appointed into top managerial positions of crucial institutions and government offices. Only in so doing can we slow down in what we intend to do to this government, he said. Ken also recalled that on the list of utilization of the Abacha loot of the $311 million, no mention was made of any project in the Niger Delta. All the roads in the Niger Delta are in deplorable state. The east-west road remains uncompleted till date. Yet it is one of the most crucial roads in the country. Our teeming young graduates are roaming the street unemployed, yet we are an oil-producing region. We urge the federal government to stop playing politics with the Niger Delta and call on the international oil companies to immediately relocate their headquarters to their operational base in Niger Delta so that the job-seeking youth can be profitably engaged. Now you've heard, just fairly recently, barely even 24 hours, the Southeast did same by calling out the federal government. In fact, challenging, taking to court AGF Malami and President Muhammad Buhari to court, saying that their exclusion as well from the $22.7 billion loan gotten from China, Exam and the rest, have been approved and they have been exonerated. They have been removed from the beneficiaries, but they will be among those that will repay the loan when the time is due. And these are the the issues bordering ethnicity and ethnica being played around. Don't forget that Niger Delta have also, in fact, we are majorly a we are not even Nigerian. Single source of revenue generation in this country is majorly oil and gas. Okay, so now if you are getting forex, it's majorly because of this group of persons, this group of states who have been making forex very interesting for this country. And these are the same states, the same group of the region that is almost the least developed from the very the very region that gets the money is being produced and neglected the most. Yeah, one would say corruption of persons have been involved. The fact that they've been born in pipeline is actually born out of restivity. Let's go to practical terms now so we can understand where we are heading. Fairly recently, there's going to be an AKK form of I call it bilateral now. I won't call that bilateral because it's still within Nigeria, where they will be moving gas from Ajaokuta to Kano, Kaduna. Now the gas is not produced in Kano, it's not produced in Kaduna, but industrialization will take place in these places, Kano, Kaduna, simply because they will make energy cheap. All right, in those places, they will make also supply of electricity constant, which will boost industrialization. And your guess is as good as mine. We probably don't have something like that in Rivers. We don't have something like that. Yeah, in Imo does some same to Lagos. Okay, but then the question now is, why are the people who do this, that's in states who produce this, almost being neglected? One of the dangers of exploration and exploitation of some of these oil-rich states is the fact that when there's oil spillage on the land, those lands can never, well, maybe can be after so many years of recovery, but it will take a very long time. Once those oils get spilled on the ground, the farmland can't produce life. You can't use that land to produce agriculture. When those oils spill into the water, the fishes in this water dies instantly because the chemicals, the spillages is against life, fauna and flora of that area, which means those who are majorly fishermen in that area, those who are majorly agrarian society men, are talking about those who are into farming, they will lose their source of livelihood. And sometimes in those areas, you can't even use it for tourism because it's so many deaths, change, dirty debris is coming up from everywhere, makes the environment so terrible that you can't even practice tourism in such areas. So the only way they can even survive is it has to be through that oil. And I feel that the people should also be employed. Yes, if they are the people bringing this, they should engage their youth. They should have something. And why is it that, like he rightly pointed out, the Northerners are the ones taking charge of the managerial positions? Is it that there are no able, learned Southerner that would mount the seat? Well, I wouldn't know the politics involved, but it clearly shows that don't even go there. Even in the federal level, you begin to notice that even the defense, it's majorly House of Fulani. It just shows that the level of ethnicity being played in this dispensation is not auguring well for the nation Nigeria. Almost every region is beginning to speak out. They're beginning to shout marginalization. If they are beginning to push resources and development to the north. I don't have a problem with that. That's the only thing is, as you're pushing it to the north, the very source where the raw materials are coming from should also be, in fact, the first partaker of that development. Because the truth of the matter is, if for any reason the oil stops, the oil spillage, rivers will forever mourn their woes. Because those lands, before it will regenerate again, it will take years. That's if they even do proper oil cleaning, okay? Because the land may really not be green again. Those are the things we're talking about. But who bears the brunt? It's going to be just Rivers State alone. But when it comes to benefit, the whole Nigeria, probably the north, enjoys it the most. Don't also forget that, in Kano, in the north, they have gold in commercial quantity. But I rarely hear that this gold is the benefit or the revenue generated from this gold. I barely hear it, that it is now in a federal allocation account. We don't get to hear that. They actually mine gold. Yes, they mine gold in Kano, Kano, Kaduna, thereabout. But yet we don't get to hear the resources, the benefit, the monetary value. The other regions don't benefit from it. The matter just dies a natural death. Either the Ogas at the top, they get to maybe they have their own land, their mine lands, and probably they own the gold. I don't know how it is being played, but it doesn't move into the federation account. But for that of oil that stays in the Niger Delta region, all of them has to go through the federation account, because we are one Nigeria, right? Does it mean that Kano is not part of Nigeria and is not part of one Nigeria? But that's we're going to wrap it up. Let's meet in a comment section. What's your take on this? The fact that PANDEF have decided that they will embarrass the president in international community, that they're sick and tired of begging the presidency to look into their matter, and they're also tired of begging the president to employ their teeming youth and their indigenes in managerial positions. And they have warned that all these oil and gas companies that are actually situated in Rivers State, that are mining in Rivers State, they have better bring their headquarters from Abuja, that it is now located, back to Rivers, or else face the consequences. Let's meet in the comment section. What's your take on this? Don't forget to like, share, and comment.